I hadn't set foot on that dusty stretch of Arizona highway in nearly a year. The saguaros still stood tall like silent sentinels. The red dirt road winding through the valley unchanged. And the ranch house loomed ahead with its wraparound porch looking as pristine as ever. My folks never let a thing slide. Not the fence lines. Not the silver on the table. And sure as hell not their ironclad grip on what counted as family. I pulled my truck up to the gate, killed the engine, and just sat there for a minute, gripping the wheel, staring at the place where I'd spent my childhood, if you could call it that without rolling your eyes. I'd brought a small gift for Mom. Nothing flashy. Just a handcrafted Navajo blanket I'd picked up in Sedona. She never outright asked for gifts, but she had a way of making you feel like you owed her the world just for showing up. The scent hit me first when I pushed open the heavy oak door, cedar polish, sage from the garden, and a faint metallic tang underneath. Probably from the new well pump they'd installed last spring. My boots echoed on the terracotta tiles, polished to a shine that could blind you in the afternoon sun. "Alex," Mom said, appearing in the hallway like she'd been waiting.
No imbras.
No warmth in her eyes. Just my name, sharp and clipped as a coyote's bark. They were already at the table when I stepped into the dining room. The long mesquite slab gleamed under the wrought iron chandelier. Silverware lined up like soldiers, wine glasses catching the light in perfect judgment. I spotted the place settings right away, each with fancy calligraphy cards, names centered above bone china plates. Everyone except me. My spot was shoved at the far end, a metal folding chair crammed next to the sideboard. No card.
No embroidered napkin.
Maybe they overlooked it. I told myself. But my gut twisted like barbed wire. No one acknowledged me beyond a nod. Sophia flashed a quick, tight smile before burying her nose in her phone. Dylan gave me that half-glance he reserves for the barista at the coffee shop, acknowledging, but barely. I eased into the chair, testing if it'd hold, feeling like an intruder at my own family's spread. Dinner kicked off like a board meeting in a Phoenix high-rise. Sophia dove right into her latest real estate coup, closing on a prime parcel in Scottsdale worth millions. She always had the killer stories. The ones that made her sound like a desert tycoon. Dylan jumped in next, bragging about his new AI-driven ranch management app, optimizing feed and water for cattle. Already got angel investors sniffing around. Mom and Dad, Eleanor and Jack, nodded along, eyes lit up like the Vegas Strip, faces beaming with that parental glow reserved for winners. I bided my time, waiting for a pause in the parade of triumphs. "I got promoted last week," I said, keeping my voice steady as a horizon line. The conservation nonprofit hit its funding goal for protecting the Sonoran Desert Preserves. Mom waved it off like swatting a fly. "That's nice, honey," she said, already turning back to Sophia. I stared at my plate, the fork feeling heavy in my hand. Their silverware was heirloom stuff, engraved with initials.
Mine?
Plain stainless steel from the drawer. Presentation matters. Mom always preached. No name. No claim. The steak tasted like ash. But it wasn't the food stinging my eyes. It was the hope I'd clung to. Driving out here thinking maybe this time they'd see me. When the silence stretched, I tried again. It's a real milestone for me. Been grinding there for years. Dad set his knife down with a clink. He didn't yell, he never needed to. "You're the biggest disappointment we've got, Alex. Always have been."
No gasps. No pushback.
Just Sophia scraping her plate. Dylan chuckling low like it was an inside joke. "Damn straight," he muttered. My throat clamped shut, but not from surprise. It was the quiet that followed. The way Mom sipped her Cabernet like she hadn't just signed off on it. Dad carving his meat like the words hadn't left his mouth. They meant it. Every damn one of them. My mind reeled back to 100 moments like this, forgotten at school pickups. Blamed for the busted fence I didn't touch. Always the scapegoat, because I was the easy target. I folded my napkin deliberate-like. Placed it beside my untouched plate. Then I met their eyes. One by one. Steady and unflinching. No one looked away. No one spoke. And then I smiled, not from happiness, not from letting it go, but because a dam inside me had finally cracked. You have no clue what you've unleashed, I thought. After the meal, I hung back, clearing plates out of habit, trying to stay in the picture. But when I reached for the stack, Mom shooed me. All set. Darlin'. Sophia handled it. Her tone was final, like my shift was over. Dylan poured another glass, leaning into Sophia, sharing some laugh I wasn't part of. Their ritual wine, back pats, the ease of never being questioned. I stood there too long, holding an empty platter with no place to set it. Then I headed to the kitchen. Old routine. I always grabbed lemon water after heavy eats. Mom swore it settled the stomach back when her tips felt like concern. On the counter sat a glass with a sticky note, Alex's lemon water. It should have warmed me. That personal touch. Instead, it knotted my insides. I took a sip anyway. The tang hit wrong, not sour, but biting, metallic. I set it down slow. Mom, I called out, keeping it casual. This a new lemon variety? She didn't turn. Just lemon and water.
Sweetie.
Maybe your palate's off from all that city livin'. Before I could reply, Sophia piped up from her phone. Or maybe it's payback for hijacking dinner with your little promo.
No laughs. No corrections.
I left the glass half full. Back in the den, the family had scattered. Dylan texting, Mom nursing decaf on the leather sofa. I set the gift box on the coffee table, the blanket wrapped neat. She glanced over.
Oh.
That's thoughtful. Then flipped back to the TV, leaving it unopened. She used to unwrap even the stuff she hated. I perched on the armrest, hands in my lap. You try too hard, she'd said once, when I was a kid handing her a handmade card. Never made another after that. Next morning, grabbing my hat before heading out, I passed the mudroom. An open box marked donations Monday pickup, right on top. Still wrapped. The blanket. Not forgotten, discarded. I didn't touch it. Didn't holler. She hadn't slipped up. She just quit pretending. I left without a word. On the drive back to Tucson, I spun excuses. Maybe she thought it was for charity. Maybe a mix-up. But deep down,
I knew.
I'd been making alibis for them my whole life, so they didn't have to. A faded billboard caught my eye. Believe people when they show you who they are. Damn right. Back at my apartment, I didn't lock the door right away.
Hat tosset.
Boots kicked off. Poured plain water. Sipped slow. Waiting for a phantom bite. Nothing. At my desk, I flipped open my planner. A note. Ranch dinner. Maybe they'll value me this time. Crumpled it. Binned it. I wasn't mad. I wasn't broken. But something had shifted final. Like the last rain in monsoon season. The burn woke me before dawn, clawing at my throat like I'd swallowed sandpaper. Not a cold. Not dust from the trail. Deep. Searing.
Wrong.
I sat up dizzy, telling myself it was nothing. Just dry air from the AC. Gulped water. Sat on the bed's edge. Breathing slow. It didn't fade. By the time I laced my boots, My hands trembled, pulse thundering like a stampede. Stared in the mirror. Pushed through the day. You've done worse. The clinic was a short drive, and I spent it bargaining with myself, tired, stressed. It'll pass. My coworker Mia clocked it the second I walked in. Eaten yet?
No.
You good? Lied yes. Don't recall blacking out. Just the cold linoleum. Voices calling my name. Then lights. Woke in a hospital bed. Sheets starched tight. For dripping. Nurse hovered with a chart. Labs show chemical exposure. Not lethal, but off. Could be accidental ingestion. My stomach plummeted. The lemon water. She rattled on about tests. Fluids. I interrupted. Who'd you call for emergency? Tried your mom.
No pick up.
No one. Scrolled my phone later. 5 missed calls to Eleanor.
Zip back.
If I'd flatlined, they'd bill the estate before noticing. Mia sat by me on a vinyl chair.
Quiet.
That's why I trusted her. No filling dead air. After a beat, I whispered. They called me the biggest disappointment. Guess this seals it. She met my eyes. Nah. This proves you're tougher than they ever gave credit for. The one they couldn't break. Overnight observation.
No sleep.
Just tracing ceiling tiles. Counting breaths. Discharged next day. Rest. Hydrate. Follow up if symptoms linger. Nodded along. No plans to call anyone. Home. I fired up my laptop for emails. An alert pinged from a shared drive I'd forgotten. Old family docs. Clicked habit-wise. A thread I shouldn't have seen. Synced from Dylan's account maybe. First line chilled me. Alex is circling again. Handle it like last time. Eleanor's reply. Make it stronger if needed. Or just cut ties clean. Sophia. Tell her she's out for good.
No laughs.
No fluff, cold strategy. Reread it.
Screenshot twice.
Cloud and USB.
No tears. Nor I.
Remembered being a kid. Punished for peeking at Sophia's diary. Privacy's sacred here, Mom said. Now I'd stumbled on worse. Confirming my spot. Expendable. Didn't delete. Backed it up. Shut my phone off. Location too. In the mirror, my face looked sharper. Eyes hardened like desert stone. They don't want you, I said aloud. But you won't vanish quiet. Lights flickered. Power surge maybe.
Didn't startle me.
Set alarm for dawn. No more drifting. Whispered to the empty room. They lit the fuse. I'll watch it burn. Sleep evaded me post-hospital. Mind churning like a dust devil. Scrolled old files late. Hit estate plans. My name was there in the draft.
Clear as day.
Knew what waited if I dug. Called Grandpa Henry's old attorney. Casual. Confirming transfers. Hesitation. Then, Alex, you were removed 6 months back. Who authorized? Your mother. Hung up. Staring blank. Figures, I muttered. That evening. Sophia's email. Delano Ranch Vision Session. Slick like a corporate invite. Alignment. Values. Legacy. Wanted to trash it, but needed answers more than peace. Showed at sunset. Coat on. Took the end seat, no plate. Just stale rolls. Purse held the old will printout. Dinner was scripted. Sophia's land deals. Dylan's tech pitch. Then she toasted. Joking about me getting lost on a family hike. Even GPS bails on Alex.
Laughs.
Dylan. She's got a knack for fading out. Curated digs. Not random. After pie. Cornered Dad. Slid the paper over. He scanned under the table. Furrowed brow. Weren't meant to see this. But it's real? Nod. Not personal. Cleaner this way. For who? No answer. Silence roared louder than thunder. Driving home. No radio. Just tire hum and cleaner echoing. Not about cash, about erasure. Remembered co-signing Dylan's failed drone startup loan. They assumed I'd cover, because I always did. Useful in shadows. Forgotten in light. Scan the doc at home. New folder. Proof. Before bed. Tap water straight. If they're rewriting me out, I'll pen my own damn close. Slept fitful. Woke to heavy quiet. Curtains shut. Leftovers moldy. Scrolled phone. Family pic Eleanor. Jack. Sophia. Dylan at a ranch retreat. Caption. Delano strategy huddle.
No me. Started till I spunnit.
Dug through a closet box. Old junk. Then a flash drive labeled Greaves. 2010-inch, our old ranch hand. Plugged in, audio file. Played, scratchy voice. Don't list Alex in the will. Too soft. She'll roll over. Keep the strong ones. Background, Sophia's laugh. Eleanor's calm. Distract her good. Timestamp matched a weekend I was grounded for drama. Heard muffled talk then. Told mom. Imagining things. But no. Planned exclusion. 3 days later. Back at ranch for mail. New cleaner. Young. Kitchen counter. Bottle labeled A's lemon cleanse. Sniffed sharp.
Familiar bait. Snappet pick.
Replaced it. Not special, targeted. A for Alex. Not accident. Backed up. Audio.
Botle pick.
Loan transfers. Printed one, me at 10. Alone at county fair with my project. Pinned to fridge. You weren't nuts. Just proofless. New folder. My ledger. A misdirected email Tuesday. Delano Foundation Gala flyer. PDF, glossy. Quotes on family. Photos them. Me cropped. Deliberate wipe. Showed up anyway. In white, visible. Unignorable. Stayed edges. Watched Sophia schmooze donors. Eleanor glided like a queen. Family friend. You seem steady now. Eleanor slid in. Yeah. She's getting a handle on those moods. About time. Silk wrap jab. Smiled back. Knowing the tone. Spotted dad by pamphlets. Handed envelope. Old will copy.
Botle pick.
Not arguing. Just footnoting history. He stared. Silent. I walked off. Eleanor's speech. Family pride. Story. Sophia's fair win. But it was mine experiment. Build. Ribbon with my name. Hers now. Rebranded. No storming stage. Grabbed flyer. Red penned. Cropped daughter. Erased. Not forgotten. Left it at podium. Home. Posted. Quiet keeps you safe. Visible keeps you true. Choose. Views climbed. Delano saw. Opened my ledger again.
Why?
To anchor this wasn't paranoia. Inside. Neighbor's cam footage. Angled at ranch kitchen. Grainy. But damning. Played. Eleanor at counter. Bleach bottle to pitcher.
No pause. Routine pour.
Watched thrice for certainty. No doubt in her posture. Silence was complicit. Saved stills triple. Printed one mid-pour freeze. Emailed still to dad. Blank subject. Minutes call.
Ignored.
Text. Talk. Not what you think. Replied. Done asking.
No sweets.
No media, yet. Uploaded vid to locked cloud. Delano quiet. 10 seconds that flipped the script. Mail 2 days on. Cream envelope. Sophia's wedding invite. My name printed. Redlined out. Note. Exclude. Not subtle, brazen. Stared. Exhaled slow. They figured I'd never see. But feel it. Photographed. Desk side with bleach still. One poison. One petty. Both real. Print shop next morn. 5 posters.
Left, blyspor.
Right. Invite slash. Bottom. Family ain't always picture perfect. Rolled.
Sealed by door, contingency.
Journal. Don't holler when facts roar. Then, you cast me out. Now I'm the keeper.
No wedding crash.
No begging table scraps. Safeguard my name for me. Phone rang 10:43 p.m. Private. Voicemail. Sophia. We know your game. Back off. Alex. We got dirt too. Saved it. Sat still. Unblinking. 3 days post-threat. Desk side. Mouse in hand. Envelope for Delano table. Inside. Bleach print. Invite scan. Thread shots.
Grievous audio.
My note. Truth endures. Not vengeance. Archive. Set timed email to donors. Press. Board. Disarm by noon tomorrow unless stopped. Dressed plain. Button up.
Jeans.
Receipt embodied. Foundation hall. Lit elegant. Florals staged. Entered quiet. They ignored. Or hoped I'd bail. Eleanor podium bound. Legacy. Unity. Words like confetti. Set envelope at donor spot. Walked off. 10 minutes. Assistant checks phone. Face cracks. Nudges Jack. He pales. Sophia dials frantic. I sipped water from their pitcher, self-serve now. Phones buzzed room wide. Checks. Pauses. Whispers. Man, read this. She never had kids. Thank God. Imagine that lineage.
Freeze.
Eyes on them.
Me.
Sophia mid-call. Drains color. Eleanor approaches. Fake smile. Point made. No, even-toned. Just quit letting you edit mine. Man clears throat. Your moms say that? Eleanor. Private. Misconstrued. Woman. Like her for years. No defense needed, proof spoke. Stage mic open. Stepped up. I was Delano till inconvenient. Didn't quit being one. They quit acting like it.
No histrionics.
Exited. Lot empty. Past manicured shrubs into night. Phone. Jack text, home. Fix this. Please. Let fade. Fixing cracks ain't ignoring them. New Tucson spot. Quiet like calm after storm. Not empty, settled. Boxes partial.
No Jerry.
Plants thrived on sill. Books stacked low. No old portraits, milestones. Degree. Non-profit plaque. Card from fire relief recipient. Checked phone daily.
Post coffee. No expectations.
Peace. No justifying. Thursday call. Grandpa Henry. Answered second ring. Kid. Thought you'd cut us all. Didn't bite. Knew you from jump.
Pause.
Heard via fundraiser email. Handled like a pro. Lean back. Right your side. Don't let burial. Softer. Proud always. Hung up. Week later. Alert. Ranch listed.
Noble.
Relief. Wouldn't reclaim it now. Heal by building unbreakable. Deleted alert. Unopened. Mornings after. Mailbox. Cream envelope.
No sender.
Henry's letter. Predated. Legacy's character. Not blood. You're mine. Folded. Photo us in garden. Muddied. 6-year-old me with droopy sunflower like gold. Floored. Cried, not shattered. Mending. Friday. Hosted supper. 6. Colleagues. Neighbor. Book club pal. Loud laughs.
Odons. Real tales.
You're the glue. Joke. Laughed true. Served on that blanket. Once discarded. Gifts find right spots. Post cleanup. Desk, new doc. Disappointment kid. Backspaced. The untold record. But life pulled forward. The nonprofit thrived, conserving acres from developers. Mia became confidant, sharing her own family scars over coffee. I volunteered at local shelters, helping folks rebuild after floods, real legacy work. One evening, walking the arroyo, sunset painting the mountains gold, I felt it, freedom from their shadow. Not bitter, grateful for the push to forge my own path. Yet echoes lingered. A donor from the gala reached out, offering support for my projects. Saw the email. You're the real deal. Small wins stacked. Sophia's wedding passed without invite drama. I spent it hiking. Phone off.
No regrets.
Then, unexpected, a knock. Dylan.
Hat in hand.
Looking weathered. Can we talk? Let him in. Cautious. We screwed up.
Mom.
She regrets.
Paused.
The water, it was a cleaner mix-up, but the rest? Planned. Admitted the will change to protect assets, the digs to keep me small. Thought you'd fold. I didn't.
No hook.
But a crack in his armor.
Working on it, he said.
Left with a nod. Not fixed starting. Months blurred into a rhythm I owned. The apartment felt like home now. Walls echoing with my choices. Art from local fairs. Shelves of books on desert ecology. A guitar I was learning to strum. Work at the nonprofit ramped up. We secured grants for rewilding programs, partnering with tribes to restore sacred lands. It wasn't glamorous like Sophia's deals or Dylan's apps, but it mattered, boots on ground, hands in soil, preserving what the West held dear. Grandpa Henry's words stuck, write it. So I did.
Journaling nights.
Piecing the fragments into a narrative. Not for publication. Not yet for clarity. The bleach incident? Labs confirmed mild irritant, likely from household cleaner.
Low eyes.
It skirted assault, but intent was murky. Consulted a lawyer friend pro bono. Gather more. But tread careful. Family disputes turn ugly in courts. Arizona's inheritance laws favored wills, but undue influence could challenge. I filed nothing. Held the ledger as shield. One crisp fall morning. Email from Eleanor. Family meeting. Neutral ground.
A Phoenix Café.
Curiosity one. Showed up. Plain coffee in hand. They sat stiff, Jack fidgeting. Sophia avoiding eyes. Dylan nursing a latte.
No Dylan charm. No Sofia Poulic.
Eleanor started. We saw the posters you printed. Didn't send.
But.
We know.
Paused.
It was wrong. The will. The words.
All.
Admitted pressure from estate planners to streamline. Cut the unstable one. The water? A mix to deter. Not harm. Stupid. Scared. Tears in her eyes. First I'd seen. Jack. Legacy blinded us. Thought strength meant success. Not heart. Sophia. Jealous? Maybe. You always marched your own trail. Dylan. Cover my ass too often. Took it for granted. No full apology script. But raw. I listened. Didn't absolve quick. You built walls.
e clean bedding.
Shared how the exclusion scarred, but forged resilience. Family ain't blood alone. It's choice. Left with a tentative plan, therapy sessions,
Group 1s.
not overnight fix steps. Back home. Reflected. Human more than hate. They'd faltered under pressure. Ranch debts. Business rivalries in the competitive West. Didn't excuse, but explained.
E chose grâce. Lightly.
Article in local paper, Delano Foundation pivots to conservation. Citing family inspiration. My influence? Maybe. Donated anonymously to their gala. Small sum, olive branch. Holidays approached. Invited them to my place, simple spread.
No pretenses.
They came. Awkward at first.
No digs. No spotlights.
Shared stories real. Grandpa's old ranch tales. My conservation wins.
Le terre tentative.
But genuine. Eleanor unwrapped a gift, my old science fair ribbon. Reclaimed. Yours always. Teared up. Not perfect, but progress. Articles sparked interest. A podcast reached for my story. Declined, not ready to air laundry. Instead, volunteered more. Mentoring at-risk youth in Tucson. One kid, orphaned, mirrored my isolation. Build your circle, I told him. Lesson light. Redemption comes from within. Extending hands optional. Winter brought clarity. Ranch sold to Conservation Trust. Ironic twist. Funds split fair. My share reinstated legally. With clauses for equity. Signed off. No fight. Use mine for a down payment on land, small plot for eco-cabins. Retreat for those rebuilding. One evening. Mia over for wine. Proud of you. Turned poison to purpose. Toasted. Felt whole. Not halved.
Yet.
A call. Sophia. Post-honeymoon. Therapy's helping. Miss the old us. Build a new one. Hung up hopeful. Spring bloomed wildflowers across the desert. Hiked with Dylan, first in years. Talked real, his startup flops. My nonprofit hurdles. You're the steady one, he admitted. Bond mending.
Tret be tret.
Grandpa visited. Frail but fierce. Knew you'd rise. Past stories. Photos. His legacy, resilience over riches. When he passed months later, eulogy mine, he saw hearts, not headlines. Family attended, united in grief. Glimpses of healing. Life settled. Nonprofit expanded. Personal life, too, dated a ranger. Slow and sweet. No drama chases. Peace in the present. Looking back, the poison glass was an end catalyst. Taught. Family flaws don't define. Forgiveness frees. Light lesson. Choose kindness. Even after cuts. Build bridges. But guard your shore. Years on. The desert taught patience. Seasons cycle. Scars fade under sun. My eco-retreat thrived. Hosting workshops on sustainability. Drawing folks from Phoenix to Vegas. Named it Horizon Haven. Nod to endless western skies. Family ties strengthened gradual. Monthly calls.
Shared vacations sans spotlight.
Eleanor volunteered at my events. Planting natives. Admitting past blindness. Feared losing control. She confessed over campfire. Jack mentored my business side.
No strines.
Sophia referred clients for land deals ethical. Dylan coded apps for my ops free. Not fairy tale. Tensions flared occasional. Therapy helped navigate. One session aired the bleached truth. Eleanor broke. Panicked over will disputes. Thought it'd push you away gentle. No malice lethal. Misguided fear. Legally, statute passed. Emotionally, we closed it. Arizona courts favor mediation in family rifts. We chose that path. Affidavits signed for transparency. A milestone, my wedding, small arroyo ceremony. They attended, beaming real.
No exclusions.
Vows echoed lessons. In flaws, we find strength. Honeymoon in the Grand Canyon, symbolic depths. Professionally, published a memoir anonymized, erased legacy, reclaiming roots in the American West. Proceeds to charities. Reviews praised raw humanity.
Sparking dialogues on toxic families.
Interviews followed. Cautious. Revenge poisons the avenger. Choose growth. Kids came, twins, boy and girl. Raise them equal.
No favorites.
Told stories tempered. Grandma and grandpa learned late, but loved deep. Visits to the old ranch site. Now preserve. This was home, I'd say. But homes where hearts align. Grandpa's letter framed. Reminder. Article in Sunset Magazine. My work featured. Family photo inclusive. Caption. Delanos, from division to desert harmony. Challenges persisted. Economic dips hit the retreat. Family pitched in. No questions. Dylan, team now. Bond forged in fire. Aging parents moved closer. Tucson condo. Cared for them tender. Roles reversed. Eleanor, frail. You're the legacy I missed. Forgave full. Final reflection. That dinner sparked reckoning. But end was rebirth. Human arc, we err. We mend. Light lesson, blood binds. But compassion endures. In the vast West, space for second chances. As sun sets over saguaros.
I sit posted.
Kids playing. Spouse near. Peace earned, not given. The poison glass? Distant memory. Catalyst for compassion. Life's drama resolves in quiet acts of grace. Years deepened wisdom. Retreat hosted retreats for estranged families. Facilitating dialogues. Shared my story anonymized. Healing others. One participant. Your path lit mine. Ripples. Family holidays. Blended traditions, southwestern feasts.
No hierarchies.
Twins asked about past. Why the ledger? Proof we grow. Showed excerpts. Age appropriate. Eleanor's health declined. Bedside talks profound. Regret the erasure. Built my ink. Past peaceful. Will equitable. Jack followed. Leaving ranch artifacts. Donated most. Kept sentimental. Sophia and Dylan. Close siblings now. Joint ventures ethical. Personal growth. Therapy ongoing. Boundaries firm. Memoir sequel. Forged in fire. Western family rebirth. Community impact. Nonprofit lobbied for land protections. Success in bills. Daily gratitude walks. Affirming. From betrayal blooms resilience. In the end, the shock of that glass led to unexpected redemption, a family reclaimed. Humanely, legally sound, close to American hearts through shared struggles and triumphs. Lesson gentle, embrace flaws. Extend mercy, true legacy lives in mended bonds.